Karibu sana Mr. Kumbirai Makanza, a senior specialist from Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Partnership.
Thank you for having me.
Right. First and foremost, what is REAP?
Yeah, I think the name is a bit of a mouthful.
Isn't it?
So REAP has been around for over 2 decades, focusing on renewable energy and energy efficiency across the globe. And over the last decade, a lot of the focus has been in developing economies and understanding how we can bring those technologies to uplift the lives of many that need them.
So do you work in Africa alone, or it's all over the world?
So we work all over the world. We're based in Vienna, Austria. That's where the headquarters are. But most of our work is in developing economies. And of late, that's been in Africa. One of our flagship programs that you may know is called the Beyond the Grid Fund for Africa. And this is a multi-country program focusing on providing energy access. And it's in many African countries from Mozambique, Liberia, all the way through to DRC. So it's in many, many African countries.
Nice. So you're in Tanzania now. Tell us why you're in Tanzania. What exciting project you brought?
You're here. We're actually here to celebrate. We're launching our newest program. It's called the Pure Growth Fund.
And the Pure Growth Fund?
Yes, correct. So the Pure Growth Fund is a new program that we're launching, and we're doing it here in Tanzania. What the Pure Growth Fund is looking at providing is productive use of renewable energy within agri-food value chains. So think about all the agri-food value chains, from production, from the farming process, to storing it, transporting it all across, and everything in between. We're looking at seeing how we can support the introduction of productive use of renewable energy. And we'll be doing that by supporting private companies. These are what we call clean energy SMEs. Think of the companies that actually sell those products or services to customers, or agribusinesses. These are businesses that are using these technologies within their day-to-day business.
So we're talking about the whole chain, literally from the farm with the water pumps, with the vehicles to transport the goods, the products.
Yes, I think agriculture is one of those things that you understand. It's a value chain. Without any one of these pieces, they don't work. So we took what we call a value chain approach. We wanted to support everything along the whole value chain. So the first stage is production. So we want to support technologies that help increase yields on farms. So think about solar water pumps, or even electric sprayers that make the yield increase. That's also interesting. But once you've produced it, you need to store it, right? So think about cold storage, think about fridges and freezers that help preserve the life of these technologies. And it's not just farming. This also extends to fisheries. So think about the fisher folk that need to freeze their fish. That is also valid. So anything within the agri-food value chain. And once it's stored, it needs to move, right? That's where transportation comes in. So we want to support everything along the whole value chain, and even things that are not stacked in the value chain. Another pillar of ours is bioenergy. So we want to support companies that use agricultural waste or agricultural byproducts to create energy, whether biogas or electricity.
What kind of support are you offering?
Yeah, we're providing what we call incentive capital. This is capital that doesn't need to be paid back and doesn't have any interest. So this capital will go to private companies. We have allotted 2.5 million euros for this window. And we're looking to support companies in order of magnitude between 250,000 euros and 1 million euros. So we want to provide this capital to help companies grow their businesses. In addition to that, it's not just about the capital, but we also understand that we want to work hand in hand with these companies to grow them. So we also have a technical assistance facility that, in addition to this funding, we will work hand in hand with the companies to understand what their pain points are and how they can move their businesses forward. So we will also, in addition to the capital, be providing technical assistance. And the last part of this triad is that we also want to understand what these companies' needs are and offer a liaison role between the companies and the government. So the companies are identifying any challenges they have that are critical to the development and growth of their businesses. We want to articulate those needs in a coherent manner to government. So we also want to create a small, what we're calling a task force, to really help and articulate the needs of not just the companies they're supporting, but the private sector more broadly in Tanzania, and help the sector move forward.
That's great news. So we're talking about there's 2.5 million euros somewhere for Tanzania.
Tanzania alone.
That is correct.
Yes.
So how do you get access to those funds?
Yeah, so as I said, we're here to celebrate. We started off in Arusha, went down to Zanzibar, and we're in Dar es Salaam now. So we're launching this event. So we now have a window open. Please go to our website, reap.org, and follow through to the Pure Growth Fund, which is a website that's within that. And companies are now able to apply. So the application process involves them providing the details of their business, as well as understanding, them expressing to them what impact they have. And off the base of that, we have what we call a reverse auction system, but put simply, it's a competitive mechanism for us to look at all these companies. So anyone is free to apply, and we're going to use this process to select the most deserving companies. When I say anyone, I think the one precision is that we're looking to support private companies. So private companies that are already established and growing to grow their businesses. However, if you're a nonprofit, you could form part of a consortium, so you could work together with a private company to achieve these goals. But in essence, any company in Tanzania is free to apply.
And how long does it take for to get the funds and to get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so application window is open right now. It's going to be open till the end, the 1st of August. So companies have ample time to actually engage, to actually do this, to provide us the information we need. And then we're going to go into a little bit of a due diligence process. But if all goes well,
I hope that's not a complicated process, because I understand where
it's not. And I give you another date. By the end of the year, we want to have contracted companies. So we're looking at having the applications in by August, and by the end of the year, we want to have contracted companies. So I think January 2026, the year we're going into, we're going to be starting. So the program implementation period is 3 years. So we want to be working with these companies from 2026 through 2029 to achieve these goals. So it's not a long process. It's online.
So if a company has applied for, I don't know, say 50,000 euros, do you give them the whole amount?
So this is an important distinction. So the amounts we're giving is between 250,000 and 1 million euros. So that's the funding window that companies will be able to apply for. So companies will be able to express to us, they can choose anything within that range, but they need to prove to us what they're going to do with that. So if some company wants 250,000 euros, they want to deploy 100 pumps. Then we're going to compare that with another company that wants 500,000 euros and they want to deploy 50 big cold room facilities. So we have a mechanism to compare all of these different applications, and we will find what we think will provide the most impact for ourselves and our partners.
This is quite an exciting project. This brilliant news. But why did you pick Tanzania? Why Tanzania?
Yeah. So Tanzania was quite interesting. I think the first is to say, I think we got a really warm welcome from all the stakeholders here, from the government through to the private companies. We understood that there was a need for this. This program aligned with the national development goals of Tanzania, and we really understood that the country was looking at prioritizing agriculture as a whole. And then the second was that we also understood that there was actually a need from the companies themselves. So we did an expression of interest, and more than 60 companies actually applied and said, this is indeed useful. This is something that we need for that. So Tanzania is in a unique place, what we call a nascent market. There is some activities happening and there's potential. However, we want to help these companies that are doing, maybe $10,000 in sales or $50,000 in sales grow from that to a multi-million-dollar business. And
one of the things, renewable energy is quite a new concept. Do you think our farmers are aware of this? Or farmers are ready for green energy, clean energy?
So I think the first answer is yes. And I think we're to be honest, we don't feel like we're introducing it, but we're amplifying renewable energy. So there are companies that are selling solar water pumps, companies that are selling fridges already. So the market is starting, but we really want to amplify this and to grow it and to scale it. So it's definitely a massive need. And we understand that Tanzania, I think, employs more than 50% of the economy. It also is a big, significant contributor to GDP. So we understand agriculture is happening, and we understand that the companies want to provide that. So really, our role is only an amplifier role, but we're not introducing these technologies. They're quite mature, and even beyond Tanzania, if you look right across Africa, these technologies are there, and they're not only are they there, but they're quite cost effective. So I keep going back to pumps, but if you compare that pump to a diesel pump, to a solar pump, you're saving money. So we actually spoke to real farmers as part of our research, and they were telling us, we had great stories of people that were able to, more than double their income by switching to these technologies. So the technologies are ready, the companies are there, and our role really is just an amplifier role.
Have we done this before in any other African country?
So I mentioned in the beginning on the program, the Beyond the Good Fund for Africa. So and that was sort of a different program, but something that we've done. So that program looked at providing energy access. So that was sort of the energy access sector has been around for a while, and the first big goal, I think, understandably, was providing energy access, and there was an assumption and a hope that this would translate to development, but it didn't. So that program, that 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 program has been quite successful, and it's in, forgive me, I think in more than 5 African countries that the program is in, and it's providing crucial energy access. But we're evolving, and this is a new program. So while we were providing energy access, which was critical, we want to link the energy technology itself to income generation or to productivity. So this is quite a unique program for us, and this is the first one that we're doing of this kind. But we have experience, as I said, REAP has been around for more than 2 decades, working on renewable energy and energy efficiency, as our name suggests. And really, this is the latest precision in looking at how we can provide renewable energy in agriculture, a key sector in Tanzania.
You've met a few stakeholders in Tanzania for this project. I mean, what has been their reaction? What have they been telling you?
Yeah. So I think it's been really positive. I think it's the Karibu culture. It's been very welcoming. I think one was that there's really affirmation that the need is there. But two, the second thing that became apparent, that the capacity is there. We met some excellent companies. We met some, we got warm reception from the government, and they were willing to work with us. So I think we understood that the need was there and pressing, but also there was capacity for that. But we didn't sort of come with a fully baked idea. So this has been sort of years in the making. We did what we called some market scoping, where we came on the ground with an open mind and open hearts, just speak to people. We understood what people needed, and then we also did a stakeholder engagement workshop. So off the basis of that is how we develop our program. So our program is actually informed by the needs and by the inputs of Tanzanian stakeholders across the agricultural value chain.
Be honest with me. When you first introduced this to Tanzania, did you go through any bureaucracy with the government? So I understand. I mean, sometimes when you come with these big projects, a lot of money, people start,
So I think it's our approach is a new approach, right? I think the typical approach, a lot of the approaches, let me not say typical, have always been going through government institutions. So think about going through the Agricultural Development Bank, or going through the Ministry of Agriculture itself, or the Ministry of Energy. However, we want to support our private sector and work with the private sector alongside with the government. I think we sort of had to articulate that to the government, but they also understood it, because the government has also been actually wanting to get private sector involvement. So I think we caught Tanzania at a moment where this was indeed the impetus. So once we sort of articulated that, I think they were very supportive. So from a bureaucratic landscape, I think they've been very supportive. I think we've been working with different ministries. We sort of have endorsements from the different ministries as well. So it's been very, very welcoming. And I think they understand that this is something that's needed, but also we also took in their needs. So we're supporting Tanzanian companies. So that's also important. So we're also amplifying, Tanzanian voices to bring them to the forefront. So not only have they been accommodating, but we've also tried to align as far as possible with the national strategy. So I think as a general rule, when you align with the national strategy, it's easier than us trying to push them far from where they want. So I'm happy to say no horror stories this year.
Fantastic. So you've been to Arusha, Dar es Salaam, and Zanzibar, but this project covers the whole country, doesn't it?
Yes. So I think we really did try to go wide to spread and amplify the message, but indeed it's applicable to the whole country. We understand that agriculture happens in every corner of the country, so we want this program to be available to those that are. So we hope to amplify it, and we also want a nice geographical spread. So we want companies from every part of Tanzania to please apply.
Fantastic. And do you have a time frame for this? I mean, in terms of this is it a phase one, or this is an ongoing thing?
Yeah, so it's a very good question. So we operate in what we call windows. We're different from other similar players who have like a rolling applications where you can apply every time. So this is the first window, which has that amount, the 2.5 million euros, is allocated for Tanzania in this window. So this window will run, as I said, will be open up until the 1st of August. So we're going to take in applications throughout this process and work with these companies for a 3-year period, right? As you say. So, but this is not the last window. So we're going to learn from this, and we're still fundraising for more of these. For this, so we want to use this and to grow it. So, as I said, the Beyond the Grid Fund started off in Zambia, and then it's now in more than 5 African countries. So we want to do the same. First starting in Tanzania and doing other rounds in Tanzania. They may also be different. Maybe we focus on one value chain or focus on particular things. So we're going to learn as we do it, and you're going to be seeing my faces a lot more. So
yes, you're most welcome. I just want to know, I mean, from your experience and expertise, do you think Africa is really ready for renewable energy, for green, clean energy? I mean, we've been using traditional ways for years.
Yes. So I think I've been in the space for nearly a decade, and I think it's been interesting to see the evolution, because I think the renewable energy push has been coming from different places. I think a lot of it was environmental push and the need for the environment, et cetera. However, I think in the context of productive renewable, the biggest push is from economics, right? So not only are these technologies ready, but they save you money, and they save you money today. So in this journey of my career, I saw the renewable energy move from being less cost competitive to oil and gas or to fuel, to it being completely and more competitive. So in short, the technologies are indeed ready.
Fantastic. I think we've covered almost everything. You're from Zimbabwe, actually. Yeah. You're not leaving Tanzania without taking some time off. No?
Yes. I'm actually, I've been really enjoying exploring the country, to the point that I've decided to extend my trip.
Fantastic. Where are you off to?
So I'm going to be in Zanzibar. I'm just going to explore some more. Enjoyed the food, enjoyed the company. So I think I couldn't resist and spend a bit more time.
You love it. Have you been to Mount Kilimanjaro or Serengeti?
So I was only able to see it from things. So it's now become on my bucket list.
Fantastic.
I just need a bit more fitness, as you can tell.
Well, so all over here, I'm telling you.
And maybe you'll join me.
Of course. Yeah, just let me know whenever you have time. Enjoy your time in Zanzibar and give us feedback. Okay? And please, we'll try and ask all the stakeholders to take advantage of this opportunity. I think it's fantastic. If you could repeat again the website and how to access it.
So the name is Renewable Energy and Efficiency Partnerships. Our website is the acronym REEP. That's REEEP. So that's 4 E's P.org. And on that, you will find the Pure Growth Fund, which is a sub website. But I think we'll send everyone to our website first, and then from that website, the Pure Growth Fund.
You'll find it in
you'll find
Crown Media. Hapa ni nyumbani.